Hello, guys. Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
How are we doing?
You've all been here early. Sorry about that. Sarah Lou, hi, everyone. I'm so early you were. Gosh, that was like 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Angela, hi, guys. Did you find a crochet pattern for a phoenix, Sarah? Bonnie says, hello, fellow warriors. Day 3 of no wheat, down 2 pounds and feeling great. That's awesome. Well done. Well done. Well done, Bonnie. Sarah Lou, I actually did Angela waiting on the yarn. Way more complicated than I've tried this. It may look a rat. Oh, I can't wait. Hi, lovely, says Aston from South Africa. Hello, Aston. How's things going? Hey, Aston. How Annie Hogan says, how do everyone? How do? Good evening from Dawn Lim. Good evening. Hello, Anne Blake's here. Hello. How you getting on with your challenge, Anne? All going well? Anita Pepper's here. Hello. Hello, fellow cult members. Hello. I have a feeling something may be spoken about this today. Caroline, another fantastic day of hoof posts. Hi, everyone from Portugal. Hi, all, says Carol Colbert. Hello, Carol. Anita Pepper seems the opposition is totally stuck on lever forces. Well, not just lever forces, all sorts of things. Sorry, just dropped something. All sorts of things they're stuck on, aren't they?
I think Vicky, I might have to button my lip a little bit today.
Vicky Ware, good day from Australia. In bed, lying next door to my husband. Vanya's here. Evening, everyone. Sarah, haha. Well, then Squire should be crippled, Anita. He is faster and more agile than my 2 other horses. Francis is here. Evening, everyone. Oh, we've got Lee. Hello, Lee.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, how are you doing? It's nice to have you here. Yes, it is happening, although I think you posted that up about 10 minutes ago, so I hope you're still here. Some people just don't want to educate themselves. They dismiss an idea without even looking into it. You are logged in correctly. Therese is here. Hello, Therese. Hiya from Sweden. Leah Hullett's here. Good morning from a cold morning in New Zealand. Is it chilly? Is it chilly there? It's not been great here still. It's still rubbish.
Yeah, I think you've got another rain.
Lee's on time. We are all waiting and it will be worth it, Lee. I don't know whether it's going to be worth it. I can't tell you whether it's going to be worth it. Good evening from Jane. Hello, Jane. Good evening to you. Deb Jack, gosh, I feel late with all you guys already here. No, you make me feel late as well. Well, it's because we are late, ho. Susan Garvin, evening from West Wales. Evening from West Wales. Sandra from Czech. Hello, Sandra. Our lovely HMB pro student in Czech. Karen Mackinson's here. Hello. Hi, everyone. Aston, love seeing Squire enjoying a bit of tea today, Sarah. What a cutie. Alicia Howard says, listen to the podcast. I listened to the podcast and the way it was unprofessionally presented made me wonder if they truly believed and cared about what they do for horses and just feel their job is in jeopardy. With a new approach gaining popularity, it's sad. What a great opportunity that would have been to have a thought-provoking discussion on hoof care between both parties.
I think we'll leave it at that, shall we?
I have a feeling it won't be left at that on this post, on this show. Lee says, hello, Sandra. Sarah, oh, I know, Aston. I have 4 dogs, 1 cat and 3 horses. Every single one of them steals my tea.
Did you see that picture?
I did with Kathy.
Yes.
Hello, Hillary. Lovely to see you, my darling.
Hi, Hillary.
Jenny says, good morning, cult leaders. Good morning, Jenny. Cult child. Good morning. Julie here. Hello from the 2-screen household in Scotland. Hello. Good to see you.
Hi, Julie. Hi, David.
Dawn says, oh my God, I've ordered my first pair of nippers today. Oh my God. That's so brilliant to hear. Well done. Tula, hi. I just trimmed one hoof of the horse we looked at yesterday and filmed it. Well done, Tula. Is that for the 10-day assessment? That's lovely. That's lovely. Shannon's here. Hello. Hello, Shannon. Gosh, we've got lovely support.
We've got a bit of a reunion going on.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a reunion going on and a little bit of support from our HMB Pro students. Here's another one. Hello, Borda. That's nice. It's good to see you here.
Yes.
It makes me and Gary feel great to have you here. It really does.
It really
Jane,
does.
my old boy out of shoes about 3 months. Been chronic laminitis, rode out yesterday. Hasn't been sounding edges and striding out. Jane, what can I say? I haven't seen if you've responded, but I hope you saw the response I put about the x-rays you sent me earlier. Tula, I have a very important question. If I can trim more than one hoof in 20 minutes, can I send in videos of more than one hoof? Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Do it. Just chuck it in. Jane, I heard the podcast. I think lots of people did. I haven't, I have to tell you. Oh, I'd love to see you on an open debate podcast, Lindsay. Which podcasters, Angela? You'll find out. Lee, I had a great discussion with a farrier. He said he trained for 5 years. I gave him a pad and pencil and asked him to draw a horse's leg and hoof. He did okay, but then I said, draw on the tendons and ligaments. He shot himself and said that was the best job. I'm just laughing because of the way you wrote it. Oh, God.
I suppose that highlights that the education that we are providing for our barefoot specialists, no one should be worried at all, because no one else is learning the stuff that we teach. There is nothing like it on the planet.
No.
So everything that a farrier gets taught, we are not teaching. So they have nothing to worry about.
No, and
nothing whatsoever.
And I'm sure, Lee, you were sat there like that. Go on then. I can.
Go on then.
I can. I can.
Well
Heidi's
done,
here. Hello, Heidi. Lucy needs to speak on a podcast. Lucy here. Yes, Lucy. Mother Nature. Yeah. Carol, what the hell did that farrier learn in 5 years? Oh. Hello all. Greetings from Holland. Hello, Randy. Good to see you here. I saw your
post. Did you see
post.
Randy's post this evening?
I saw it briefly.
That was lovely. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
We need some good news.
Making all kinds of fancy horseshoes and nailing perfectly, I guess. Carolee spent 4 or 5 years learning yeah, well, there you go then. I can never say that word. Iron forming. Hello from Lisa Charles. Hello. Very skilled in making gate hinges. Hi, peeps. Hi, peeps. Right. So today, what a day it's been on social media. Sometimes I just wish that I could just dive into a little hole and not come out ever again. I remember seeing an interview with Posh and Becks back in the day when they were called Posh and Becks. Do you remember that? I really love those two and their family. I think they're great people. I think they've got just really lovely family ethos, and I really think they're great people. And she was on and they had some tough times, didn't they, in the early days? And she was on an interview, a chat show with Parkinson. And Parkinson asked her, so what will you be doing this week? And she replied, I don't know. I haven't read the papers yet. And I get it. I absolutely get it. I have had shared with me today all kinds of comments from people who I have never met, and some that I have met, many that I've met, but many that I haven't. And I've not read 1 ounce of truth in any of them. Lots of things being said about the way that we do our workshops as well. And we fill our workshops. Lots of people come to our workshops. They love them. They love them so much they come back over and over again. And yeah, I've read some, or have had shared with me some incredible things that are not true. But it does make you get a bit introspective, and it does make you look at yourself a little bit more, and you do end up kind of stepping out and trying to be in their shoes, which I try and do actually, and looking back at me and Gary and going, are we really like that? And no, we're not. Only today we have spent hours both online and in messages and emails talking to people and responding to people who have horses who are suffering. Some of the horses are died who we've spoken to today, and they couldn't save them because they were told to put them to sleep by the vets and farriers and told it was laminitis, and yet it turns out that it was incorrect hoof care. Some people we've spoken to today who have given us a full rundown of 5 or 6 years, if not more, of with pictures and a full diary of what happened to their horse.
And x-rays.
And x-rays, like the full thing.
And it was something like 60 pages worth of data, and watching this poor horse deteriorate.
And at every turn, this poor horse owner, at every single turn, was trying to get the right information. She was going to various hoof care pros, vets, farriers, many people, and they did all kinds of things to her horse's feet. And right back at the beginning, when we have those first photographs, I said to her, this is a hoof in distress. And all you had to do was this. It was very simple, a very simple balanced trim. That's all she had to do. But that's not what happened, because the x-rays were misread. Immediately the horse was put, it was a barefoot horse. The horse was the toe was chopped off and they were put in shoes. And then what ensued was a horse that suffered, was crippled, and was just completely misunderstood what was going on with the feet. And over a period of years, this owner was left feeling guilty, terrible, because she felt it was her fault. And no matter how much we say to these owners, it's not your fault. It isn't your fault. You asked all the right questions, in fact, and you did stand up for your horse. You were just let down by people who tried so many different things, from casting to shoeing to gluing to getting Dremels out, all of these things and various methods that she followed. And she documented everything. So this is not an owner who is not aware, right? This is an owner who's really wanting to do her best. And yet we hear that people who are coming to us for help, people who are coming to us for help, are coming because this is what's being said against us, of course, that they're coming because they're desperate to, they'll do anything that we tell them to do. And since she has been following our advice and following Mother Nature's constant, her horse is the best it's been in all of those years. However, there's been probably significant damage done, which we don't know at the moment yet, because we haven't had x-rays, because she's frightened to get the vet involved, because of course she's growing out that toe. And yet the horse is doing very well. But you know, he has had problems and abscesses, and it's an issue, right? But to be told that the reason that you follow us as horse owners is because you're sheep or you're weak or that you don't know any better or that you're not educated. That's why we're doing this. That's why we give so much free information, because we want to educate you, because we want this to stop. And no sooner we get off that call, I'm then sent x-rays showing over a period, I think we've got 6 sets of x-rays of one horse over a period of 18 months, showing the demise of P3, showing the hoof care doing this the whole time, with the balance going up and down and up and down and up and down, with the heels going up and down and up and down, to the point where P3 is non-existent. There's not, about half of it left. It's completely collapsed. And yet we're told that we are people who all we want to do is just become social media influencers, and that the reason we're here, we're terrible people, and we actually shouldn't be informing you, the owner. We shouldn't be educating you so that you can ask questions. We welcome questions. We want you to answer questions. One lady said to us today that she had a farrier. It was a farrier. It could have been anybody. It doesn't happen to just be the farrier. It was the person who was the problem, who came to trim her horse's feet. And he said to her, if you ask me a question, that will be the last time I trim for you. And this was a keen, eager owner who wants to know stuff. You need to know, right? So one day she did ask him a question, and she thought it was just a simple question on how he'd got her horse to stand still, and she wanted to know why. And he turned round to her and he said, I told you not to ask me any questions. I won't be coming back. What is that? Why has the world gone this far? That you, as the owner who looks after your horse for over 8,500 hours a year, what is going on that you are meant to not know anything about the horse's feet? That is the professionals' realm. It's going wrong. It's gone wrong. And you have to make your own minds up. You have to trust your horses. We've always said this. Don't believe us, believe your horse. If you think that a long, ugly toe is too much for you to bear because it's not what you want to do, you want to make the horse's foot look more normal, then you have to go out there and do that, like these people have done who we've been speaking to today, and then come back to us when that doesn't work because the heels go up, right? But for people to waste their breath on us for doing podcasts and posts and comments just to garner support for themselves, so that people can just join into a, slanging match or just to throw stones, is shocking. And all it takes is one person to go, do you know something? We should look into this. Do you know something? Why are those horses recovering when we've told the world that a long toe tears lamina, and yet there's horses over here that are from HM and Galsworth, and that's not happening. Oh, they get better in spite of the trim. No. Let's forget that. It's not happening. They're not tearing their feet off. So shouldn't we now stop and go, whether you like us or not, shouldn't we be investigating that? Don't make this personal. Don't make this a personal thing. And isn't it interesting that the people who make it the most personal are people that I've had direct access to in the past, who I have actually been and spent time with. And for some reason, whatever it is, and I don't know, and I've said this before, I don't know whether it's because I'm female. I don't know whether it's because what we're saying is getting popular because people are implementing what we're saying and getting fantastic results that they've never had before in their lives. I don't know what it is. But it's not pleasant walking around with a massive, great big knot in your stomach. And I've been walking around like that for years. And what should I do? Not say anything? Should I just go totally quiet and just go, just let them all suffer and die? Should I just go quiet? Or should Gary and I stand up for those animals and say, you're getting it wrong, guys. You are getting it wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Genuinely, I didn't want to come on and do this live this evening, and I don't want it to be a damper because lots of you haven't seen what's been going on today, and I don't want it to be a damper, and we need to celebrate amazing things, and we will do that. We're going to look at Sarah's post and we're going to celebrate some amazing things, but it's really difficult. It really makes you question why you even want to enter into this theatre, because it is a theatre.
I think I'm going to blow some smoke up our own arse, just to put a little bit of a balance on it. So many people are getting so much, I want to say joy, but I don't think joy is the right word, out of a 46-minute podcast that basically slated a whole group of people. And I'm not talking about Lindsay and I, because we're not out here on our own anymore. We've got all of you lot, our amazing students, our amazing admins, and all of you that are actually part of the Phoenix group for the right reason. I know there's going to be people here for the wrong reason too. Of course there is. We put on a live show every single weeknight and give you quality information. All they can do is a 46-minute podcast slating us, and I mean us as a collective. That is sad. So sad. If those naysayers that are watching, they need to see the successes that you are all having with your equines. That's what they need to see. And if they can't see it with their own eyes, then do you know what? To those people, please leave. This is a safe space for people that want help with their horses. That's why we are a little bit prescriptive in our own group. This is a safe space for us just as much as it's a safe space for you.
And we
disappear.
Yes, and we didn't want to even mention it this evening, but it's blown itself totally out of control today, which is exactly what probably was wanted. You know, if the only way that you can get content on your page or people to come and look at your page is by dissing us, why don't you do something really radical and let's get on a call together in front of the entire world? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm up for it. Let's share stuff and talk about it if you want the world to see it. But don't just do stuff like that, because it's entirely unprofessional. And then don't go out and call us bullies, because the irony isn't lost on us. it's shocking, really. And the horses are suffering. I don't know how much people share with them, but Gary and I get it almost hourly, sometimes on a daily basis. You see it in the Phoenix group. They don't see it. We do. And you hear people tell you how many horses are suffering. You see it. You've seen the pictures yourself. We've been dealing with this for years, and now you see it in the Phoenix group. It's personal. It's just become personal. And I knew that we were going to ruffle feathers. Of course I did. And we're not naive to think that that's not going to happen. But we've always said it's not the professionals that are going to change the world. It's you owners. And that's why you need to be educated. You need to be educated to do what that lady wanted to do, to ask questions and not be frightened to ask questions, so that scared that her hoof care professional is going to leave or throw the dummies out of the pram or get angry. That can't be the case. We want you to ask questions. We want you to learn, because only by doing that are you going to make things right for your horse and probably hundreds of others that you rub shoulders with. It's not getting better out there. It really, really is not getting better. And making it personal, making it about us and saying that we're just terrible people. Well, these terrible people put on a live show every night. We have created a 2-year training program, of which I'm still in the process of trying to finish because I'm so overloaded. We're trying to help people all over the world is what we're trying to do. And we are only human. And if you want, instead of doing a podcast that's only 46 minutes long, why don't you do a live every night and show examples like we have? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you give out free information? Don't say, oh, the only reason they're doing it is because they just want to sell courses. Right. I think there are probably easier ways of doing that than sitting here every single night for over an hour talking to you lovely people. Why don't they do that? I'm not hiding a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Absolutely anybody can go through every single one of our YouTube videos or any of it and fact check me and fact check Gary. Do it. The trouble is you can't, because nobody has ever actually done what we're doing. So they can't go. All they can say is, well, there's no science paper to back it up. No, there isn't. There isn't, because you lot are going like that and going, no, don't want to listen. Don't listen. Don't look. Don't look. Terrible. Oh, awful. Oh, long toes. Don't they look ugly? Don't look. Oh, bleh. Don't look. Well, somebody somewhere is going to have to look at some point. And when they finally do look, they'll find there's a lot of good in everything that we say. There's truth, but you've got to look first. You've got to open your eyes and look. Don't go hiding behind all those science papers from way back in the late 1990s and early 2000s and science papers that are based on cadaver legs where they've been putting horses to sleep and feeding them oligofructose or putting oligofructose into their bodies to cause tachycardia and colic, and then putting them down 8 days later going, oh, there's no rotation. Oh, what should we do? Should we try again? Stop doing that and look at us, at the evidence-based science that we are producing. We are the least invasive people on this planet when it comes to hoof care. Utterly the least invasive. It is amazing how it upsets so many people. And I am only human. I'm only human. I'm trying my best. I am trying my best. Let's have a look what people say. Anne says, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have Hope or a horse. Long journey for us, but my horse is bloody happy. And that's so lovely to see that, Max.
Lovely picture today, Anne.
Don't you dare, the horse world needs you. Well, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in it for the long run, I can tell you that, but it does batter us. It really does. But then, you know, we put our head above the parapet. Farrier didn't seem to think I could learn stuff from a cadaver. Sounds like my story, says Anne. Aston says, our area has 3 farriers, 2 of which I've used, and the third, the area's barefoot specialist, said yesterday that he can't wait for the day my mare lands heel first. I reminded him that she's dealing with caudal pain, navicular, amongst other issues. Asked him why on earth would he think that would be a good idea? I'd be run out of farriers to use. How do you yard managers react to owners trimming their own feet in your experience? There's no problem with it, and it's not magical. It's not magical. What becomes tricky is when you're dealing with lots of horses on lots of in lots of different situations and different horse owners and different hoof shapes and different. But if you're just dealing with your horse and you can focus on one horse, you can manage. You can manage. Karen says, I've not been on social media today. All I can say is please don't let the bastards get you down. You're clearly making an impact and the message is getting out there. I wish I'd known you 15 years ago. Keep up the good work. Thank you. It helps. Thank you. It really does help having support. We are the black sheep. Yes, we are. Shannon says, Ted has had everything they do done to him and none of it worked. All it got him was necrosis, no soundness, no life. He is alive because of you guys. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
It's a journey, but thank you, and it's better that you're with us. And Peanut, black sheep, yep, free thinkers. I trimmed my own horse on a livery yard. I don't think they liked it, but they didn't stop me. Yeah, sounds like there's a bit of a frenzy going on out there. No surprise. Oh dear, when the insurance companies get hold of this, yeah, the truth hurts. Well. Maybe people just don't want the truth to come out, or maybe they just think we're making it. I think they think we're making it up. I think they're just like, oh, they're just making it up. Why can't they just be nice people and be nice to all the other? That's not going to solve stuff. The equine world is failing and has been failing for a long time. And if we just roll over and be quiet, just like everybody else, it isn't going to change anything. Keep spreading the word, says Deb Jacks. Keep up the fight. Enough suffering. Absolutely. Stand up, all us warriors. Hold your heads up high, says Jackie Kennedy. It's because they are narrow-minded. They are the ones with the problem. Stay strong. Well, they'd say that we are the narrow-minded ones. This is the problem that we have, isn't it? Lee says, take on board that more shit you get from media and social media is directly proportional to the effect you are making. And truly, I believe that, actually. And that is one of the reasons it keeps us going. Adele's here. I'm not looking at it. It's like taking heroin. Thanks for being here, Adele. Anita Pepper, there once was a great prophet in the same situation. Yeah. Sue Bean says, I had similar experience with Farrier years ago at my livery. I told him I didn't like what he was doing. So he said, should I pick up my tools and leave? I helped him pack, never invited him back on the yard. He lost 22 clients that day. One of the comments, I believe, well, I don't know because I've not listened to it. I don't know whether I ever will listen to it. Probably not. But one of the comments, I believe, was the fact that you guys as owners shouldn't be asking questions because what do you know, right? That's crazy. You really do. And
that
when
was part of the premise, because I have listened to it, and that was part of the premise. The premise is why do we have to have owners telling us why are we chopping the toes off? pretty much. And then it just basically became social media is a really good place, but it can be a really bad place too. And just because it's a popularity contest. If anybody that knows me, this is not a popularity contest. This is all about horse health and helping those owners that wish to be helped. That's why we're here. And that's why we've always been here. And that's why we are quite happy to stand up and say that we got it wrong in the past.
Oh my God. Oh
We've got to, and
we've
humans,
done it. We've been there.
Humans, whether you're a horse owner and only had one horse and got things wrong, or whether you're a horse professional that has had hundreds of horses come through and you've still got things wrong. We're only human, but what we're here to do is to share our successes, and Mother Nature doesn't lie. That's why when we go through our case studies and when we are helping all of you lovely people that are willing and open-minded, we know roughly exactly what's going to happen to those feet and how they're going to look and
every time
how the horse is going to feel and how many weeks that they start to look better, and there'll be highs and lows, and it's because we've done it so many times. It is so consistent, but they can't see it because one reason: they've never tried it and done it properly.
No, and they can't get over me.
And they can't get their
Gary.
heads around it. They can't get their heads around it.
They can't. They just, it's not right. You know, who are we? Adele says, you said only 2 weeks ago it's going to get harder. We will work through this. Anyone who falls by the wayside, well, we'll see them again, no doubt, when it doesn't work out. Well said, Gary, says Vanya. You have saved my little Asha. I couldn't save my little Rummy because I didn't know about you fabulous people. Oh, Jackie. Perfectly said, Gary. I haven't seen it online, says Hilary, but I see it frequently out in the field. You're doing an amazing job. Never stop. The equine world needs you.
Thanks,
Right
Hilary.
back at you, Hilary. I have pointed out in more than one place today that I don't recognise myself as either scum of the earth or even a sheep. Please tell me they don't call you scum of the earth in that podcast.
No, that was directed at you and I, Lindsay.
Oh, we're scum of the earth. What, that was said in the podcast?
It was, yes.
Right. Wonderful. Reflecting their unprofessional conduct and language back to them and shining a light on it this way. Incredible. I'm delighted with the improvement with my prone laminitic donkey since I have been learning here. Hope to post before and after photos. Wonderful, Leah. That's fantastic. Deb says, got my trimming equipment today. Only rasped Daisy's heels down a few millimeters as a bit daunted by the nippers. Daisy has taken herself out of the menage onto the track. No boots, not sand, and venturing out. Yay, thanks to your challenges and giving me the confidence. Thank you. That's wonderful to hear, Deb.
Brilliant, Debs.
Dawn says, I am here just a bit late and eating my tea while listening. Now really intrigued about the podcast you're all talking about. Been away from the laptop today. If you can stomach it, you know, I don't know if you want to give them the airtime, but crack on. So 13 people came last weekend, watched my long-toed pony galloping around, sound as a bell. Some wanted to talk about her feet, so I did to ones that showed interest, which is great. I have another group this weekend to see my track and ponies, knowing one grey was going in a hole, but because of your trim and what I do here, she's alive and sound. I stand up for you all. That's lovely, Joe. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
It's the egos talking at the horse's expense, says Anita. Julie Bradbury, you know you're over target when you start to come under heavier fire. Apparently so. It's only going to get harder. Oh, Louise is here. Hello.
Hi, Louise.
Hello, Batman. How you doing? It's not the first time they've done it. We know what they are like. Keep pushing forward. Keep helping horses. Thank you, Louise. And you too. Right back at you, kiddo. You guys are doing a great job helping all of us. Thanks, Therese. And thanks for sticking with us for all these years. And my AQA with navicular is now sound. I haven't learned that bit yet. Just done what you trained me to do. NHHC, all down to us. Well done, my lovely. You are doing amazingly well.
Awesome.
I shared a video with a friend of mine. She has 5 horses on her own property. She's already cancelled out their concentrates, moving them across to hay. 5 more horses positively affected who couldn't advocate for themselves thanks to you. Starting to feed her more info. She'll influence others, and so the movement grows. It will. And that's what's so wonderful. And it helps to hear those wonderful stories. It really helps. I've not seen the podcast either, but narrowed-mindedness in any field is a bad thing. There's no education. From what I can gather, there's no education in there. It's not doing this. We're not educating, although this isn't the most educational live that we've done, is it? It's a bit drab. But let's educate. Let's do that. You don't see us on here picking particular people talking about it. We talk about the equine world as a whole. It's getting it wrong. It's been getting it wrong for decades, and just trying to shut us down and silence our voices is not going to help equines at all. It just isn't. Instead, get over us and just go, hang on a minute. It's crazy because all these people are saying that actually it works. So we need to look into this. Do that. You don't have to like us. Although I'm not entirely sure what it is about us that is hateful, but apparently it is. Dictator, I think, was used. That's what I've been told.
Well, not so many months ago when we had something similar, we were classed as arrogant.
Oh.
So we've just gone maybe up a step to being dictators. Again, I'll say the same as what I did last time. Don't take dictatorship as confidence. We have confidence in what we do, and we are more than willing to share it. And that's not just Lindsay and I, that's all of our pros and our pro students and everybody that's been in through the challenges. This group has grown exponentially beyond our wildest dreams so quickly because there is a need for it. And if they want to label all of you lot that are here for the right reason to be followers, sheep, then so be it. We don't care as long as we are having a positive impact on the equine world. That's why we are all here.
Yeah.
That's why we are all here. Now, whether we have got 6,500 followers and they're all here for the right reasons, if 6,000 of you are here for the wrong reasons, go away. You're wasting your time. We want to be here for the people that want help.
We want to support you as much as we can, which is why we created all this sort of stuff, you know, and this kind of thing to make you feel amazing. Hoof heroes, because that's what you have to become to advocate for your horse. Because if you don't learn and things carry on the way that they're going, I don't know whether we'll have domestic horses in 60 years' time, because so many will be sick and they won't be able to be ridden and they'll just all be being put to sleep. Sue Bean says, I know how you feel. I've been creeping into yards for years, trimming, hoping there wasn't any farriers there. I have got stronger now and will deliberately make them speak to me. Many of the farriers' clients changed me. They won't do what you do, as they do not have the answers. Why don't they do it? If they are that adamant that what we're saying is wrong, get out there and do what we do. Get out there every single night. Do over an hour every night. You go out and do it yourself. And be brave enough to have people come and ask you stuff live. Because we have people, you guys, asking us stuff live all the time. We don't know what you're going to say. Angela says, I have no intention of listening it. It's just clickbait. Well, it is, I think, because actually the page in question is quite quiet until he actually decides to mention me. And then it all starts to blow up again. So Tula says, I have no idea who and what you're talking about, but I'm very sorry for what is going on. Thank you, Tula. I love arguing with farriers, but then it's probably because I'm in the rare position of being at the end of my 2-year course with Lindsay and Gary, and I'm a 16-stone bloke. I found the farriers tend to retreat. Oh God. Oh,
Well
Jan's
done,
here.
Lee.
Jan's here. I've not watched it either, but it's very sad to see people who are supposedly on the same side making podcasts against you. I wonder how much they've actually watched, or are they genuinely worried about the horses or their own egos? Well, apparently, another thing that was said, and I know that like I said, I haven't listened to it. Gary made some notes, and apparently one of the things that was said and that was said to me was that we are telling owners with horses who have osteonecrosis that you can fix them. Now, they obviously haven't done their research, because we are definitely not saying that. We are definitely not saying that you can fix osteonecrosis, because you can't. And I think anybody that has watched these lives enough and is our student and knows us knows that we are not saying that. So where have they got that information from? That's incorrect. You know, that's just wrong.
They also misinterpreted one of our quotes that we trimmed to the hard sole plane.
Oh, right.
And talking about heels, and they basically said, well, how can you do that if you've got caudal heel failure? We've never said that you trim to the hard sole plane if there is caudal heel failure. So that's something else that they've got wrong.
We've talked about caudal hoof failure. Caudal hoof failure and compacted hooves are the worst kind of hooves to work with. And caudal hoof failure, guys, came about because of what the hoof care professionals have been doing to that horse's foot from a young age, usually.
It don't happen naturally.
No, right? Horses don't
because of humans again.
Right. And so they're tricky, but they're not. There are very pathological, unhealthy feet. So in situations like that, which thankfully there aren't hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, or they're not that common, they are not rare, but you know, then you have to exercise caution with those animals. But they don't know what we're talking about. They have no idea what we're talking about. Anita says, stay brave, hold the line, stop the job. Ricky Sunak. David, if you're watching, let's get him in that. Let's get it in the manifesto. All I ask of you both is to take care of yourselves and each other and not get burnt out. You are solid and can easily back up your every word and practice. We'll keep going, Susan, for as long as we can. I've been exploring hoof trimming for a long time. Farrier crippled my horse 8 years ago, and I've never let one near him since. You are doing your best, and it's good enough. Thank you, Dawn. Gosh, guys, so sorry this has happened. I hadn't heard anything about this. I'm just so grateful to have done your 15 and 10-day challenges. It's given me so much confidence and support. Feel very privileged to be part of your family. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. Thank you, Aston. The way that Solo is trimmed now shows him being comfortable and moving well. Brilliant. Brilliant, Francis. Stay strong. We're all behind you. Others are feeling threatened. The more threatened they feel, the more unpleasant they get. So it seems. And I do hold my hands up and say some of the things that we say are not going to feel good if you are somebody who removes toes off a horse's foot. It's not going to make you feel good, right? But then you should sit back and go, are they just saying it because they're personally attacking me? No. Or are they saying it because they're saying the equine world has got their education wrong. Don't just go back and go, ignore them. They're a cult. The science doesn't prove it. The science isn't there yet, guys. It is not there yet. We're proving it. Don't walk away. Don't walk away, because it's coming. And when it does come, what are you going to say then? Oh, no, that science paper. No, don't just listen to that. What are you going to say? If that's what you want, a science paper, it'll come. Do you remember when they said, oh, yeah, love, barefoot, we're all over it. They were slamming me way back. All right, love, don't worry about it. Yeah, barefoot, it's just a fad. When we see horses in the Olympics winning barefoot, then maybe we'll listen. Well, now we've got it. I said, just you watch this space. It's going to happen. And now it's happened. They've changed the goalposts again. They've moved them. Oh, yeah, well, no. And there's always another excuse. It's crazy. It's utterly crazy. Erin says, what has impressed me the most from the first time I joined back in February was that no matter what question is asked, you can answer with an in-depth answer based on biology and practical experience. And if I still don't understand, you can break it down until I do. That means loads to me, more than pointing to someone else's work or just repeating verbatim the same thing I heard or saw on other pages, which is what I found in my early EMS journey. And that's what we tried to do. Thank you, Erin. And we do try to do that. We don't know what you're going to ask us. You could be trying to catch us out, but that's fine. We'll just respond in the most honest way that we know, with all the experience that we have. And all the stuff that gets shared with us for years. And you know me, I've got something to hand pretty much every time. My horse has rotation caused by barefoot trimming. Grew my horse's heels and chopped the toe. Thanks a lot. Oh, yeah. Yes, you are selling courses, but people will only buy them if they want to, and because they want to learn more. It's the vets and farriers' fault for giving owners' horses the wrong treatment and causing their deaths, which leaves the owners feeling not good enough. You and Gary make us feel empowered and good enough. That's what we want you to do. That's what our HMB pros are trained to do. Make you feel good as a horse owner, because then you will spread that goodness to other people, and you'll go, God, you know, I've got this amazing HMB pro. They really know their stuff. These are elite people. The people we are training out in that field are elite specialists that are learning stuff that nobody else knows, and will make vast differences to the world. And you behind us as owners, backing that system up, backing us up is going to be the biggest effect that this equine world has ever seen. It is going to be incredible. It really, really is. Knowledge is power, and that's threatening. I ask questions all the time. If it involves my horse, I want to know from tack to turn out. Absolutely ask these questions. And we say it now. If you are a horse owner, and we say this and it'll go out on YouTube, if you are a horse owner and you have a hoof care professional doing something you don't understand, whether it be leaving toe or taking off the toe, you need to ask those questions. If that hoof care professional goes, this is what I'm going to explain to you, shows you case studies, informs you, that's what we do, this is why we do it, then you will feel better and more comfortable with it. It may look strange, but you will. But if you've got somebody who's chopping off toes, who's saying, well, the reason I'm doing that, don't ask me questions, or okay, ask me questions, but the reason I'm doing it is to stop the lamina tearing and to help break over, then you go, but there's these people over here are proving that that doesn't happen. If they just keep repeating themselves, that's a red warning sign, right? That's not a good enough answer. Oh, this science paper over here. No. Can I want to understand this, because I want to understand why those people over there are getting good results by not doing what you are doing. Ask questions. And if you still don't get the right answers, say to them, well, would you feel comfortable if I went and had my horse x-rayed, please? Would you come and talk to the vet about those x-rays? Then watch the colour drain out of their faces. Maybe we should all listen to it and give our feedback. I suspect a few professionals might not relish the prospect of owners gaining more knowledge and asking more questions to knock them off their pedestals. We are all here for you like you are here for us. We are here for you. We truly are, because it sounds like not everybody is. It sounds like you are being you. Why drag owners into it? Why drag owners into it and say that you're a bunch of sheep and weak because you're following us? God, so crazy. My sweet penny is progressing only because of what I'm learning from you and Gary. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. And it's great to see that progression. Kate's here. Best medicine for you two tonight is to come here and feel the love from students and warriors. That feels amazing. That does feel amazing.
It
No,
wasn't our intention,
actually.
but and we both Lindsay and I get a bit embarrassed, I suppose, when people thank us a lot and all of that. But what was it somebody said?
Somebody
when people
said,
give thanks, you've got to accept it because it's given with heartfelt thanks. And we find that hard.
I think everybody does. It's a human nature thing, isn't it?
Human nature, yeah.
But we need to, the person who said it to me said, you've got to fill yourself up with that, because there is going to be such a lot of backlash to what you're doing, and you know it, and we do know it, and it's going to just keep coming, that you just have to fill yourself up with all the good things. They don't see not even a tiny eensy wincy little bit of what we experience and the wonderful, wonderful success stories that you guys are sharing. They don't see that. They just don't see it. Angela Moore said, you had me at waterline and everything you teach has helped my horses more than anything. Thank you, Angela. That's lovely. Horses are as honest as the day is long and results don't lie. We say it every time.
You don't have to believe us, and you don't even have to like us. If personalities are coming into it, you don't have to like me. What you think of me is none of my concern. But take it in the good faith that it's dealt. We are trying to help you and your horses. Take it in the good faith that it's helped. Whether you like us or not, it doesn't matter.
And we're growing, and we're growing, and we have people now all over the world, wonderful students who are talented and dedicated and passionate, who really are going out there and really hard for them, right? Because this sort of stuff, and they know this sort of stuff doesn't just impact Gary and I, it impacts you because you're called sheep, etc. And it impacts our wonderful students who I'm sure it damages. And I'm sorry for that. I genuinely am. But every single one of you knew when you joined, because we say to you, you are joining a pioneering outfit that is gonna not be comfortable the whole time. And you guys knew that. And you are amazing people to be doing what you're doing. And you will change so many lives. And when they eventually realize that they've got on the wrong boat and the wrong ship, people will come swimming back fast to this one. You're doing an amazing job. Nikki's here. Hello, darling. They said that people following you are weak and desperate. Oh, desperate. Oh my God. Well, and sheep. Well, I would say most of us are here because we have open minds and have gone looking for another way. And yes, desperate because we have been failed by the traditional ways both vets and farriers offer. I hate to see you both so low. Stay strong.
We'll bounce back.
Thank you, my darling.
We'll bounce back.
Caroline says 6.6 thousand today, Gary.
Yes, it was 6.6 today.
All we need to focus on is our horse's health and ignore the rest. Wasted energy. We have weekly, if not daily, proof that NHHC works. I know without you, my horses would be sliding down the widening gyre. Yes. Yes, I made notes of the fact that they said you say you can fix osteonecrosis, but you have put a couple of very hard and sensitive messages out to owners whose horses have gone too far. I've always thought this was very well dealt with by both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Because it's not easy to do, is it? We don't like giving
and you
bad
guys
news.
are going to have to do that too. You know, you're going to be the ones that are going to have to let people down as well. And how hard is that, for God's sake? That's horrendous. Louise says caudal hoof failure because they shut down the hoof mechanism when they started putting those metal shoes on. Oh my God, they so did. They so did, Louise. They want you to pay for the science.
Oh, they did say that. They said, because we are selling so many courses, why don't we go and get a piece of land, probably from the Ukraine? What? Because, I hear they're selling land off cheap over there. If that's not derogatory, I don't know what is. And save all the suffering horses from Egypt. I'm thinking to myself,
what are they talking about?
Good. Yeah. So they want us to pay for all the science because we're getting all of these people coming in and doing these courses. Yeah, they're deluded.
So the science papers that they read by scientists who have labs, which are supported not by their own money, so they'd like us to use our own money, which we will,
by the racing industry,
but they're supported by the racing industry, and whose lives are supported by donations to these organizations. That's where that science comes from. So that doesn't
we've got to pay for ours, have we?
Right.
One day, maybe.
Julie says, we are super excited to have joined the HM Phoenix family. You guys are the real deal. Stay strong. We're all behind you. And we're super excited to have you. I always explain what I am doing and why I'm doing it to each owner. And doesn't that feel good, Lee? And you can, because you're not conflicted. You're like, this is the way it's going to go. And sure enough, the way that, and you're like, there you go. I might say it with a bit of Anglo-Saxon language, but I do give the that's why they'll love you, Lee.
That's your uniqueness, mate.
Do I get extra special elite status if I trim in my Batman suit? You so totally do.
Oh my God, I've got to see that.
I like sheep. I like sheep, actually. I do.
I like sheep too.
A different perspective from the podcast. Many will be curious about the Phoenix Way and take a look at the videos. We thought that too. And many will see the truth and want to find out more. We thought that. Think of it as free advertising. Yeah, we do. It's free advertising. I'm very late, but get the gist of what you're talking about. I saw it. You are the only ones that owners really can trust. Thank you, my lovely Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie.
We don't have to like you, but you are so bloody likable. We can't avoid it. Super Lindsay! Let's lighten the mood. How did I find you? I saw photos from Goresworth mocked by someone and I got curious. So I found out more about it and happy I did. And we're happy you did, Tula. You're breaking new ground and challenging the standards and ignorant opinions of industry. One of the hardest things to do, and not for the faint-hearted. We're ultimately here for the horses. We're all behind you in the HM Pros, breaking new ground. Breaking new ground. It's exciting. It's scary. And it's lonely, but the more of us there are, the bigger family we get. Family. Community. Not cult. That's derogatory. And it's meant to be derogatory, and it's meant to make people go, oh yeah, cult, laugh, titter. Let's not join them because they're a cult. Because in years gone by, we've heard of cults and many religious cults where people have followed leaders and they've all gone and killed themselves in woods. So it has a really seriously nasty connotation to it, and they know that. It's a put down. It's a blatant put down. We're a family. That's what we are. I said that at the very beginning of the training camp. Actually, we are a family and we are here to support each other. This is tough, man. This is really tough, and we don't want to watch our horses suffer. Dawn said, I would say the weak people are the ones that won't stand up to vets and farriers and just trust them and let them chop off the toes and chew their horses. We've all been weak once. Now you have made us strong. If we are sheep following you, you now have an amazing big flock.
I like that. Lovely, Dawn. Couldn't put it better myself.
No one ever challenged the long-standing status quo and was welcome, signed by Emily Pankhurst and so many others. Emily, we love you. Heidi Watkins, there'll be a day that they'll have to eat their words, and I'm here for it. A little bit me too, I have to say. I think it's coming. Jealousy will get them nowhere. Jealousy is bred out of self-doubt. If you doubt yourself, Meta says, when I first heard about your way of hoof care, I watched loads of your videos. I just knew I could never go back to traditional trimming. I am so looking forward to really learning it. You are the best. I can't wait for you to join us. It's great. It's so exciting. You're going to be a Clydie. You're going to be part of the gang. We found our tribe. We certainly did. I can feel a Lindsay Sister Sledge song coming on. We are family. I know every single word to that entire album. Test me. I do.
Oh, no.
I do. I know every word to that entire album. No. Anyway, I just want to very quickly go and have a look at. We've done that. Thank you. We love you. And I am going to accept that because I kind of need it today. And dear Gary needs it today too. And everybody in my family, thank you. And I love you. And they need it too. Because it hurts them too. It hurts you. It hurts my family. It hurts everybody. And thank you for the love, guys. Because all we care about is the horses. And you might not like the way we put it across. You might not like the fact that we shout loud, so you say. But people are listening now. People are coming into the Phoenix group, and they're many of them are saving their horses. Thank God. So we love you. We are family. Thank you. Don't say I have all my sisters with me. In this day and age, it could kind of mean anything, couldn't it, really? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I found my tribe in the last 4 years. I stood up for what was right, and I'm proud. I love standing up for what I know is right in my heart. Free spirit here, you guys are our tribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. We just got to stay strong. We do. And it's working. Right. Let me go to here because I want to share. I thought you might like to see Sarah and Kathy have been together today. So Kathy is one of our final year students, and she's gone over to the Isle of Taree, and she's over there for a couple of days working really hard. And you've seen the picture of her with the cup of tea, with Squire drinking the cup of tea, and they're working really hard. And I just wanted to show you her fab trim, but I also wanted to give you a little learning experience because that's why we're here. We're always here because of that. So can you see these posts? Sarah's so chuffed about it. Can you see it, Gary?
Yeah.
How big does it need to be? Do I need to blow it up a little
blow
bit?
it up a bit more.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
That's
the top ones, and then that's right. That's good. That's good.
Okay. So this was in April. This was after. I think this was before Sarah did her own trim as an owner. She went through the 15-day challenge, the 10-day challenge, and then she did a VIP with me, and we did the trim together. And this was the same day, or within a day, and this was the pre-trim, and this had been trimmed only, I believe, incredibly, something like 4 weeks earlier, something like that. Sarah will confirm, but not like full 6 weeks. And here, this was Sarah's trim. Didn't she do an amazing job? Can you see how everything is starting to look more normal in the frog? She's following the hard sole plane. She's left waterline on the ground, and this is great. And I want to come back to this in a minute because I want to show you something else. And today, this was the trim that they did together. I don't know whether Sarah did it or Kathy did it. I don't know, but this was the trim that they did together. And you can see here that the hard sole plane is kind of doing different things. It's getting properly exfoliated now. And so Kathy has trimmed down to the highest part. And she's kept those heels lovely and balanced. You can see that it's dipping a little bit here, but she's done an absolutely blinding job at the trim. And of course, we've still got that full thickness crack, which is what I said to Sarah. But we keep this the way that it is, and it's not going to be a problem. We may get a little bit of cracking on this here because we have got that full thickness crack. But look at the changes that are going on, and how this foot and the sole is starting to look incredible. But I want to point something out that very few people really notice. I think Sarah said, wow, look at the wedge. Look at how it's growing or appearing. Well, and the fact that this just looks a little bit sort of tilted to one side. Well, this is because if you go right back to this one here, the apex of the frog on this foot wasn't in the right position. The apex of the frog was actually, the true apex of the frog was just slightly back because this is an overgrown frog. And you see this crescent here? People would misread that as being the where P3 is. It's not. It's actually the true sole. That little crack is actually the end of the true sole. And when we get here, we can see that this sole looks sort of elongated. And there we can see that crack again. And but now we've got the apex of the frog is further back because this distance is just a little bit wider. And you're looking at that going, oh, is that where P3 is? No, P3 is back here. This is the end of the true sole. And then as we go further down, look what happens. You can start to see that crack starting to open up, and will not open up, but define what's happening in this hoof. And the rest of this is old calloused bit of sole that's now being exfoliated, which is showing you the true size of that lamellar edge. And then when we get here, you can see that that crack's not there anymore because this is the crack that is now showing the end of that true sole. And therefore that you can now see that lamellar wedge really showing itself properly. That's the edge of the true sole. And I just thought I'd show you that because oftentimes, and we've had this often happen where people have misread that as being where P3 is coming through. It isn't. That's the true edge of the sole. And when P3 penetrates, a lot of the time we don't necessarily see P3 actually penetrating where it is. We see that the edge of the sole in a foot that has got a big wedge that's covered up, and that can even bleed where that is there too. But true, the P3 is way back here. Anyway, I just thought you'd like to see that. It's flipping amazing, and it's going along a treat. So well done, Sarah and Kathy. You're doing a grand job. And that horse is sound. What we got going on here? I've got a cat. We've got Lancelot.
He was going to jump on my keyboard.
Lydia, Francis, love you all. Awesome job. We're sitting here in our jammies watching this. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Sarah. Hello, everybody. Karen, wow, very educational as always. Lindsay, thank you. Thank you. Karen, Sarah, brilliant job. Brilliant. Well, there we go. We've done an hour and a quarter. I'm sorry if it was a bit drab. We'll be back to our normal happy selves tomorrow evening.
Do you want a night off? Because I'm not here tomorrow. I'm travelling.
Oh, you're travelling. Oh,
I'm travelling.
I might have a night off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you need a night off.
I might recoup. I nearly didn't come out tonight. I wanted to hide in my little hole. But lots of people, including my lovely daughter, said, do it, Mum, because you will feel better when you've done it, because people will make you feel better. And Tim said that too. And thank you, because you have made me feel better, and you've definitely made Gary feel better. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm still not going to go and listen to the podcast
just
because I don't want to be brought back down there. I'm not going there. I'm just not going there.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not. Recharge your batteries. Thank you very much. Joe, that dumb podcast you're talking about has brought us all closer. I think it has. I think it has. Thank you. We appreciate you both. Aston says thanks. We love you all. Take care and look after yourselves. Support goes both ways in this group, especially in a family. I believe so. It really does. Jane, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, my lovelies. We love you. We'll see you Monday. Because I am going to have a night off tomorrow night. I think I need to recharge. All right. Love you now. Bye-bye. Thanks for all to turn up. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.